All right, welcome back to another episode. This is Mike Perkins, aka Michael B. Podden, aka Me So Corny. One half of Mike and Vince Perkins, one half of MVP, one half of Opinions I Like Podcasts. And for this here, I am the whole show. Okay, so I did the last episode. Last episode was speaking to when women get to pick everybody's daddy ain't shit. And I'm a small creator, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a really big creator. But I had one of those I feel like I made it moments where I got a commenter that accused me of SBE. You know, I felt like I made it, you know what I mean? SBE is one of those, it's anti-manosphere, but you know, the accusation is always not necessarily false, but it's one of those straw man arguments, whereas if you say anything about what's going on, it tends to, you know, trigger the SBE crowd, you know. And, you know, the manosphere, as far as, you know, my perception of what goes on, it's not about SBE, shame, bang, and explain. It's more so about recontextualizing black men's existence, considering our reputation or the propaganda that has been, you know, lofted or, you know, lobbed in our direction, you know, for the past, you know, 40, 50 years. You know, media outlets, of course, no, you know, nothing to speak of, whatever. And a lot of guys, and people treat the manosphere, the black manosphere, and just the manosphere at large, like everybody kind of identifies with the ideologies in the manosphere. It's a very small group. Even the greater manosphere is small relative to how many men actually identify with the ideologies or are even aware on some level of what's going on. Most dudes are not. Most dudes are out here just being led by their dick. You know, in which case, you know, me being a smaller creator, you know, I hope to grow. I mean, you know, I would like to grow. That would be a good thing if I was able to grow. But I think the main thing is to continue to give people the opportunity to hear the message so that they can get the options. I like that the space always gives options, you know, or solutions. You know, just, hey, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this. Like, so the solution to the relationship problem is always clear. It's, you can passport bro it. You can just say, fuck American culture, I'm out. You know, you can intercultural date. Thanks, you know, to Ed Anderson for bringing that to the space. You know, interculturally date, which means you pick a black woman, but she's not of this culture. Nigerian, Ghanaian, Kenyan, Afro-Latina, Afro-Cuban, Afro-Brazilian, you know. You know, you can interracially date, you know, I mean, that we live in a multicultural, multiracial society or nation. You can just pick from any race that's here that's not black. You know, you can always SYSBM, which is just saying, fuck this culture, you know what I mean? And you don't get a Keisha of another tone or another hue. You know, you just say, forget the Keishas and go on about your business. You know what I'm saying? And then you can always MGTOW it, which is, you know, just men go their own way, you know. And every solution or prescription has its, you know, corresponding movement. So there's not a lot of SBE in. There's a lot of be aware and here's your solution. Be aware and here's your solution. Here's an example of what it is that we're talking about, and here's the solution. I think that with a lot of guys with the SBE, it's like it's a disingenuous like categorization. I'm sure I said that wrong, but you know, it's a disingenuous like title for what's going on here. It's like, oh, y'all just complaining. Oh, y'all just blaming. Y'all just woo. It's certainly not that, especially when, you know, I mean, like as a dude that just, you know, be around, you know, and I be around dudes and they hear some of the content that I make. I know that they're not aware. They're not even in a position to be aware. You know, they're just not in a position to be aware. A lot of them are living with the guilt of my mama was treated bad, so now I got to treat every black woman with respect, even if she don't deserve it. Niggas is living with the guilt of doing a woman wrong, and you know, whatever. Like, dudes, it's a lot of, it's a cocktail of reasons that men make bad decisions with women and just make bad decisions overall. And a lot of the stuff, it just all boils down to lack of awareness. So there's really no SBE, you know. There's just, you know, for the most part, it's just an explanation and blaming women and shaming them, you know, in order to get a point. No, it's not. But it's just giving context to our position. It's giving context to the propaganda associated with black men. It's just giving context. That's what that whole thing was about, you know. It's just giving context to what it is that we've been said, that, you know, what has been said about us versus what actually is true. Because enough black men just believe we ain't shit on the strength of we ain't shit. You know, enough black men just believe that. They'll get in these conversations, and as soon as a woman, you know, pulls the figure four leg lock, the people's elbow, you know, the rock bottom, which is as a black woman, it's like, that's they move. You know what I mean? Can't beat that move. That's like the finishing move as a black woman. And then they just get small, and then they cower away from the conversation, you know. But when you have some context as to what you are, you know, and what you've done, you know, and what has been done before, then you don't get the 50 years of feeling guilty. Even if, you know, you don't have to be 50 years old, you be 20. You still have 50 years of saying, nigga, you ain't shit, you know. And, you know, some of the guys that kind of, you know, that make the content, they're doing a great job. You know, they're doing a great job, you know. But that's just it. Like, the SBE thing, I felt like I made it, you know. I mean, I haven't done any political or, you know, racial commentary yet. You know, I imagine that once I say some of that stuff, I'll be called a coon, and I've really made it, you know. Like, my mama would be so proud. Like, mama, they call me a coon. Oh, baby, you made it. But that's going to be my time, man. Y'all be good. And thanks for the guy that actually left the comment. I'll probably make it the thumbnail. You know what I mean? I appreciate the comment. That's going to be it. I'm out.